And that's when the doctor started getting really serious about, you know, okay, what the hell's going on here? Was due to that, due to the shoulder pain. So, let me recollect my thoughts here. What they ended up doing was they were trying to call in some doctors, and this is the thing that really pissed me off, and I was pissed at this point in time. Like, I was really pissed at these doctors. There are doctors on call. Again, it's a holiday weekend, right? There are doctors in call. Now it's Sunday evening, Thanksgiving Sunday evening, and they need to call in a surgeon because I mean, yeah, something's wrong here. We got to look at this. Something's wrong. So they called the surgeon. The surgeon's like, well, I'm not coming in until, like, they want to do an ultrasound as well, right? The surgeon's like, well, I'm not coming in until the ultrasound guy comes in. It's like, oh my god, like, I was flipping out. I'm like, what the fuck is up with that? Get the fucking surgeon in here. You're on call. Get the fuck in here. I don't care who else is here. Get into the hospital and do your fucking job. That's why you're on... I apologize for swearing, but, I mean, that's why you're on call. Get the hell in there. So anyways, they eventually did get a hold of the guy to do the ultrasound. They brought her down to do the ultrasound. So this is the really fucked up part. They did the ultrasound, and what ended up happening, what ended up being the cause here, so we ended up putting 2 blastocysts back into her uterus. What happened was one stayed there, the second one, I don't know how, I have no idea, I don't know about women's anatomy, etc. The other one ended up traveling back up inside one of her fallopian tubes. And that's where it basically kept reproducing cells, right? Kept growing. It kept growing inside her fallopian tube. So we had one in her uterus, one in her fallopian tube. And we didn't know, like, nobody knew. When you do the ultrasounds, you're looking in her uterus, and yeah, there's one egg, one baby, or whatever, and you know, the other one's whatever, it just got absorbed, or it's gone, it's not there, right? Well, it grew, it kept growing, and the reason why she was in pain was because it eventually burst. It burst her fallopian tube. So, and then she was bleeding. She had been bleeding. By that point in time, it was probably maybe 13 hours or so. 13 hours she had been bleeding internally. Is that not insane? Is that not insane? Like, bleeding internally for 13 fucking hours. And, you know, the doctor's saying it's a blastocyst. The surgeon saying, well, I'm not coming in until the guy who's going to do the ultrasound is coming in. My god, I was freaking out. So, and that's what the ultrasound showed, and you know, she still had the one in her uterus and the one in the fallopian tube. So they called in all the doctors. They called in a couple of the doctors. I think there ended up being 3 or 4 doctors that were in this surgery, because it was fucked up. It was like something that never happens. That kind of stuff hardly ever happens. It's one of these, you know, you almost write a case study on something like this. So they brought her into surgery, and you know, by this time, by the time they had her in surgery, it was probably, I don't know if it was around 1 in the morning or so. But you know, I was in the waiting room, the surgery waiting room, trying to, you know, I mean, I know I'm not going to friggin' sleep, but shit. I know I'm not going to be able to sleep, but I was kind of, you know, waiting there. I was freaking out, man. I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, she was near death. She had been bleeding, shit, internally since about 6 a.m. that morning, and then the surgery, I think, started, shit, maybe 1 or 2 the next morning. So, I mean, what is that? I'm trying to do math while I'm trying to play fucking zombies. Shit. So what, 12 plus another 7 hours, probably almost 20 hours. She had been bleeding internally at this point in time from almost 20 hours. She was white as a ghost. You know, her shoulder, she was in pain. She couldn't move, and they finally get her into surgery. And I'm freaking out. I mean, I had a couple nurses come into the waiting room, and you know, I don't know what they were doing. They're just like, "You okay? Do you need anything?" I'm like, "No, I'm okay, I guess. I just want to know what the fuck's going on with her." And eventually, you know, they came out and said, "Okay, we yeah, this is what ended up happening." I mean, we knew what happened, but they came out and said, "Yeah, she's in recovery, in the recovery room." But she had lost a fuckload of blood. I mean, you can imagine how much blood she lost. And I was like, holy shit, you know, this is insane. This is insane. So, and this was about, by the time she got out, I don't know if it was like 4 in the morning or so, that next morning. Yeah. Let's hit the box. Here, I'm gonna get some ammo too. Sorry, I'm gonna recollect my thoughts here. Apologies. Do I really want that Browning? No, I don't think so. So yeah. Where am I going now? Sorry, this is hard to talk about. I'm trying to think about what happened next. They ended up, after she sort of woke up in the recovery room, they gave us, they ended up giving us a private room, and I mean, they had some really great nurses that were really helping us afterwards. But thank God for, you know, Canadian Blood Services as well, because she ended up getting, I think, 4 bags of blood put back into her. You know, I don't know how many that is. I don't know if that's, you know, each bag is a pint or not, but yeah, they had to put 4 bags of blood back into her to make up for all the lost blood she had. I honestly don't know how much longer she could have lasted. I really don't. But it's got to be a number of hours. It's got to be hours, like, if that, you know. She was so close to dying, it's unbelievable. So, you know, I'm sleeping kind of on the chair in the room with her, and oh, nice MG, beautiful. Freaking out, trying to understand what the hell just happened, and you know, she's having blood put back into her. She's on intravenous, getting, you know, liquids and food put back into her because she really couldn't eat or anything. She really couldn't do much of anything. And then it was, you know, a few days later, you know, we were able to go home. But what the doctors ended up saying, and the real miracle of this whole thing was her going through this, and the other egg was fine. The other egg was fine, and you know, she was still pregnant and everything. So they managed to go in a burst fallopian tube, bleeding internally for about 20 hours, and then surgery, and we still had a baby. I mean, unfucking believable. And even the ultrasound doctor, and they didn't say this at the time, but the ultrasound doctor made a comment about the situation. Oh shit. Maybe to the other doctors, perhaps. I'm not sure exactly when he discussed it with them, but he figured, yeah, we were gonna lose the other baby. We were gonna lose everything because of what was happening here, and we didn't. So, I mean, honestly, that was. Hold on. Whew. All right, let's call it a miracle, because it was a fucking miracle. It was a goddamn miracle that she was still pregnant, and that pregnancy is our 8-year-old daughter today. That is our 8-year-old daughter, and you know, we call her. I mean. Sorry. It's really a miracle we have her. Hold on, I have to pause. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Whew. It's, it's difficult to talk about. So, I took 10 minutes off there, by the way. So yeah, that's, you know, our first daughter is absolutely a freaking miracle. Wow, look at all the drops. Absolute miracle that she's even alive today. And it's just crazy when you go back and think about it. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, when we went in, when we had our second daughter, and you go in for ultrasounds, etc., and you start talking about the other one, you start talking about the situation and what had happened. Like, they know the ultrasound, the person doing the ultrasound. She knows that case. She knows because it's something they talk about, right? It's something that, again, doesn't ever happen, and it's almost like a case study for them. Shit. Wow, that was close. It's like a case study for them, right? Because it's one of those rare cases that you never see. And it's something, and that's why they called in. That's why they called in all the doctors they did to do the surgery. Is because so they would have that, you know, they would see that case and have that experience, because it's something that likely never happens very often. And I don't know, you know, I think back and in the end, the doctors were great, but, you know, I think it's like, man, if I was living in the U.S., we'd have a serious lawsuit here. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but fuck, man, like, these doctors and not getting her into, you know, was it because it was the holiday weekend that's why, you know, we couldn't get these doctors in, or that, you know, that's why it took so long to figure out what the hell was happening? You know, is that the reason? I don't know. I don't know if it's because of that. And just think of the circumstances that, you know, we were there. If we had gone, let's just say this: if we had gone to visit my grandfather, when we said we were going to that weekend, if we had gone to visit him that weekend, there's no doubt in my mind that she would be dead today. If that happened and we were at this, you know, I mean, I'm talking 5 hours north of where we live. Okay, let's just say the doctors there probably would have no fucking clue. Even if they figured out what the hell happened with the second pregnancy, even if they figured that out and brought her into surgery, I doubt they would have been able to help her. I firmly believe that she would have been dead. Absolutely. Oh, shit, I'm gonna get fucked here. I'm fucked. Fuck! Son of a bitch. Alright, guys, we're back here on round 24. Sorry about the interruption, but hey. Oh, no! Are you kidding me? Oh my freaking god, I can't believe I missed that. Ah! How did I miss that insta-kill? Oh my god, whatever. Anyways, we're back here, and like I said, sorry for the interruption. But, you know, sometimes you gotta die. You gotta die sometimes. So, where was I in our little story? Yeah, it was... shit! It gets tight in there. So anyways, yeah. Like, without... with the things that happened... And, hold on.